We are going to begin. So find your way onto your mats, and we're going to begin standing today. So we'll begin standing in Tadasana once again, just announcing Integrative Wellness, Thursday, June the 25th, 2020. The time is just a few minutes past 3 p.m. All right. So welcome, everyone. And without further ado, a great way to begin is our standing practice. So see that your feet are finding their way down onto the mat, spread across the fingers here. And just begin to find your way back into your breath. Let that breath be natural. Let that breath of yours be long and slow. And as you feel ready here, inhale, float the arms all the way up and above your head. And as you exhale, glide those fingers all the way down and back to your sides. Very beautiful, guys. Inhale, floating the arms up and above your head. And as you exhale, gliding those hands back down to your sides. And go at your own pace here. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, raising your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale this time, nice little deep forward fold here. Release the head down towards the earth. And just begin to breathe as you start to move your body weight from left to right, or rather from right to left, and just start to feel into the weight of those legs as it drifts down in towards the feet and releasing entirely down onto your mat. So as you continue to breathe here, just let the body weight go, let the eyes go. Just begin to find your way into your breath. And as you find your way into your breath, take your hands, place them on the shins. Inhale, peeling up the chest, heart, and sternum. And as you exhale, hinge and fold. Good. Inhale, coming up halfway here. And as you exhale, hinge and fold. One more time, coming up halfway here. And as you exhale, hinge and fold. Release it all the way down. Good. So now taking your hands to your low back, pressing up through the feet, and finding your way back to standing. So I announced that I would be doing a little bit more of a gentle practice today. So hopefully you guys are all A-okay with that. It's going to be a little bit more gentle class. Just checked in with a few people and wanted to make sure with you guys that is okay. So we'll kind of keep it on the more gentle side. And, and you'll let me know. Just keep giving me feedback, and then that way maybe tomorrow we'll speed it back on up. And so we're going to find our way onto our mats. And as you find your way onto your mats, you're going to start to spread across your fingers here. And begin to breathe in as you inhale, lengthen through the heart, chest, and sternum. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine here, just releasing that head on down. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, heart, and sternum. I'm going to change the audio source over. And as you exhale, rounding across the spine. Inhale, peeling up through the chest, heart, and sternum. That's much better. And as you exhale, rounding the spine. You know how I like it? I like it when I'm in surround sound. Inhale, peeling forward and up. Take the right foot back and just release that head on down. And breathe in here into the back of that leg. So when we approach a more gentle class, I offer you guys to just kind of start to shift the weight over to the left and back to center and over to the right. And back to center and over to the left. And back to center and over to the right. Good. You'll come back to center again, release that right knee on down. Take the left foot on back, and we're going to do the same here. So just begin to breathe here as you start to shift the weight over from side to side. And be very gentle with your body here. Be very gentle with yourself, just rotating the body from left to right and vice versa. And you'll release that knee on down. And as you feel ready here, inhale, peeling that chest, heart, and sternum on up. And again, exhale, rounding across the spine. Inhale, peeling chest, heart, and sternum on up. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, peeling chest, heart, and sternum up again. Okay, guys, this time let's come onto our forearms, and we're going to extend that left leg back and just be here for a moment. Let the head just roll down towards the mat. Press down through the fingers. Wrap the outer triceps in, firming in the navel here. And breathing into the body. As you continue to breathe into the body, let that right hip draw on back. And continue to press back through that left heel. Breathing here. Now as you exhale, draw that left knee back down to the mat. And take that right leg on back. So once again here, rounding across the spine, breathing here. And as you continue to breathe, just feel into pressing back through your right foot this time. Rounding up on the spine, hugging in your navel. Further breathing in here as you continue to release and relax all the way down towards the mat. And then once again, bringing that right knee to a bent position. We're going to come up onto our hands and our knees here. We're going to press our way on back into downward facing dog pose. So just take a nice long downward facing dog here. Spreading across the fingers, firming the outer arms in, hugging the belly in, lengthening those heels on back. Then as you exhale, you're going to lower those knees back down onto the mat. Good. Inhale, peeling the chest forward and up. And as you exhale, taking the right arm all the way underneath the body. Left arm comes back behind you and breathe here. So as you continue to breathe here, this is a nice little twisting stretch. Let those eyes close. Let the breath be long and slow. This is called thread the needle pose. And we take this pose to relax not only the body, but also the mind. And you'll take that left hand down to the mat. You'll press your way up. Take the right hand down to the mat. Press your way on up. Inhale, peeling the chest forward and up. Exhale, very gently rounding through the spine. Inhale, peeling the chest forward and up. Exhale, rounding us across the spine. One more time. Inhale, peeling the chest forward and up. As you exhale in this variation, taking your left arm, leaving it underneath, and releasing that head on down. Take your right arm, place it behind the back, and just continue to breathe here. Allow the body to relax. Allow that breath to relax here. Breathing in through the nostrils, and breathing out, letting it all go. And breathing in through the nostrils, and breathing out, letting it all go. And one more time, breathing in through the nostrils, and breathing out. So taking your right palm, pressing it on down, taking your left hand, pressing it on down. Inhale, peeling on forward and up. As you exhale, pressing those legs on back. Downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, walking the hands back to the feet and finding your way into a forward fold here. As you forward fold, spread across the toes, release that head on down, and just continue to breathe into the back of the body. Now take your hands once again, bring them to your hips. Inhale, peeling the chest, find your way on up to standing. Excellent. So as you continue to breathe here, take the fingers, interlace the fingers, and press your palms forward in front of you. Lengthen those fingers all the way to the ceiling. So anybody that has any shoulder issues here, just be mindful of your shoulders. Just start to rock that body over from side to side here. Rocking the body over from left to right a few times as you continue to breathe. And then eventually you can look up towards your hands and look back down towards the earth. Very nice. Take your hands behind the back now, interlace those fingers of yours. As you draw those shoulders on back, begin to lengthen the chest, heart, and sternum here.
And continue to breathe. Lengthening forward and up. And continue to feel the breath as it draws in and out through the nostrils. Good. As you inhale, raise your arms up towards the ceiling here. Lengthen through those fingers. And as you exhale, glide those hands back down to the sides. We're going to do that again. As you inhale, spin the arms up towards the ceiling, raising up through the heart, raising up through the fingers. And as you exhale, release the entire trunk of the body all the way down to the earth.
Just let the weight travel over towards the left hip and back to center and to the right. And back to center and to the left. And back to center and to the right. Now take your hands, place your hands on both hips.
Inhale, peeling up the chest, heart, and sternum here. And taking the palms to face the front of the mat. Very nice. Okay. So a really nice exercise here is just simply breathing exercise and allowing for us to kind of focus on our breath. So this is called breath expansion exercise. So you're going to kind of imagine you have a little ball in between your hands, and you're holding onto that ball just like this. And each breath that you do is going to control the size of this ball. So as we breathe in, we fill the lungs, we fill the heart, we fill the sternum. That ball expands outward. And as we exhale, we let the arms draw back in, we let the belly draw back in, and we breathe here. As we inhale, we allow those arms to expand on out, allow the ribs to open up, allow the breath to move in. As you exhale, just let those arms, fingers glide towards one another as you breathe here. Good. And again, inhale, filling up the belly, opening up the chest, opening up the heart, opening up the sternum. As you exhale, breathing out, just letting those hands come back towards each other. Left hand faces the right hand faces the left. And one more time, inhaling out here. Okay, so turn the palms up towards the ceiling. These are mindful movements here. Raise the arms up and above your head. Bring the elbows to 90 degrees here. And as you exhale, bring those elbows back down to your sides. Good. Inhale, raising the arms up. Bringing those elbows up to 90 degrees here. And as you exhale, gliding those arms back down to your sides. Very nice. So we're moving very intentionally, very slow, very mindfully. Inhale, drawing those elbows back to 90 degrees here. Peeling up through the chest. Exhale, releasing those hands back down and out to the sides. Good, so once again here, as you inhale, lifting up, raise your arms up and above your head. Now interlace your fingers here. And you're going to begin to draw those elbows towards one another. So as you inhale, expand the elbows out away from one another. And as you exhale, draw those elbows in towards one another. As you inhale, expansive breath as the elbows draw away. And as you exhale, draw those elbows towards one another. One more time, inhale, drawing that breath in. And exhale, drawing that breath out. Take your hands, glide your fingers all the way down to the mat.
And release that head all the way down towards the ground. Now take your hands and begin to sway your hands like you are holding, like you have, like you're holding octopus hands here, and you're just swaying your hands from side to side. Or maybe that analogy of an elephant here. And we're not twisting at all. You're literally just moving your trunk of your body from left to right a few times just to release tension in the body. Good. And then as you feel ready again, you'll take the hands to the low back. You'll press down through the balls of the feet. Inhale, peeling that chest on up. Opening the palms up out to the sides. Okay. So we're going to find our way onto our mat. So as I promised you guys today, this is going to be a more gentle class, more restorative class, if you will. So our first pose that we're going to take, and I'm very minimalistic with props today, have a blanket under your head and have a blanket underneath your feet. I don't even have a blanket for my feet, but you're going to have a blanket under your feet, just under your toes,
not under your heels, just under your toes. And then you'll take your knees together and you'll release your entire torso on down. This is called constructive rest pose, my friends. And we take constructive rest to do exactly that, to constructively rest. So we're going to begin to move here. You'll interlace your fingers. You'll take your right knee into the chest, and you'll hug that right knee in. As you hug that right knee in, spread across the toes. Firm the outer arms in. Let the elbows release down towards the mat and breathe here. Good. And as you feel ready, let that right leg on go. As you feel ready, draw the left knee into the chest, hugging that left knee in and breathing here. And breathe into the back of the waist. Breathe into the hamstrings. Breathe into the shoulders. And as you exhale, let that left leg on go. Just let the right knee draw into the chest again here, and then this time you're going to draw that right knee out to the right side of the room. And inhale, drive that right knee back into center. Exhale, draw that right knee out to the side of the room. Inhale, drive that right knee back into the center. Once again, draw that right knee out to the side of the room. Inhale, driving that right knee on back to center. We're going to switch legs here. So you'll take the left knee, you'll hug it in, left knee comes on out, and the left knee comes back on in. Left knee comes on out here, and the left knee comes back on in. The left knee comes on out, and the left knee comes back on in. Good. And then as you feel ready, let's hug both knees into the chest. Just let the body start to drift over to right and the center and to left and the center. To right, to center, to left, to center. And again to right, to center, to left, to center. Okay, let those feet release down onto the earth. Take your right leg, grab hold of a block. If you don't have a block here, you can just bring your feet together, just bring the knees apart. Blocks underneath the legs are really good here. So you're going to take your blocks underneath your legs if you have them. You're going to see that your legs are wide apart here, okay? And then you're going to release your torso on down, just like this. So we're going to begin our practice. We usually do this more towards the end of practice, but we're going to do a little bit of Reiki now, and then towards the end we'll get back up. So it'll be like kind of, you know, how we split it up is usually 50-50. So we already started with like a good 15 minutes, and then we'll do a nice little 30 minutes of rest, and then we'll come back to the last 10-15 minutes to come back towards our practice, back towards our activeness. So as you feel ready, we're going to start. Take your hands. Push your hands over the eyes, just like this. Let your heels of the palms face the ceiling here, and just breathe here. So this is called Reiki. You might be like, I don't feel anything. And that's okay. What Reiki is learning how to relax. That's the best way to explain it. It's a spiritual practice, of course. It derives from Japan, probably even derives from India, to be honest. But as we know it, it's Japanese now. And as you continue to breathe here, just let the mind go. Just let that breath go. Let the mind go. Let the breath go. And as you continue to breathe here, just continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. In through the nose and out through the nose. You'll take your hands, you'll place your hands right behind your head. And as you place your hands right behind your head, you'll breathe into those hands. And as you exhale, you'll release here. This is called relaxation.
And it's not always easy to relax. Maybe your body is more active today. Maybe you're thinking a bunch. It's fine. Just see if you can be here for now. Maybe the breath becomes a little bit longer, a little bit slower, a little bit deeper. So one of the reasons why I like practicing in a live setting, even though I know we're on the computers right now, but one of the reasons why I really like practicing live as opposed to pre-recorded, and I still think pre-recorded is pretty good, but when you practice live, energetically, you are receiving the energy of the class. So we're practicing together. There's other people practicing. We got people practicing in LA. We got people practicing in Claremont. We may have people practicing somewhere else too. Who knows? But as you practice energetically, your energy spans across the universe. Just like that Beatles song, Across the Universe. And as we rest here, in a way, our energies are all balancing each other. So maybe one of us has more energy, maybe one of us has less, maybe, one of us feels tired, one of us feels hungry. In a way, when we practice together in a class setting, and this is true in any class setting, online or in a classroom, when you practice with a class, your energy balances their energy, and their energy balances your energy. And together, collectively, we heal each other. So even though I facilitate the class, maybe by talking, but really it's not, the facilitation is more based on just me feeling what energy feels true to the class. Sometimes I'm, off, but most of the time I tend to feel the energy of the classroom. I tend to feel into who are the practitioners and what we're feeling in these moments. So we have compassion for each other because maybe one person feels up and maybe one person feels down. So we help to bring the other person's energy back up. And that's really what a good class does. It helps to facilitate the entire classroom. And then you'll take your hands and place them behind the head. This is where your emotional center is, the back of the head. And as you breathe into the back of the head, you can simply say to yourself, may I let go of anger. May I let go of worry. Guys, to be honest, I've had a lot of these emotions come up lately. I know, even as a yoga teacher, you're supposed to be very kind and loving and think peaceful thoughts all the time. But sometimes your practice becomes a challenge. And I found that in these moments, the best thing that we can do when we find that there's a challenge is just to show up. Is to show up and practice. Because when we show up, there's something special that happens. And then that energy, it's that thoughtfulness that arises where we think of each other and we help to balance each other's energy. We help to balance each other's thoughts. So maybe there's some people, fortunately you guys I know, so I can think of you guys, but maybe some people are joining I don't know in the classroom, or maybe future people who are watching this video, then maybe, in the future, then they'll be included into this energetic channeling, if you will. And you'll take your hands and place them over the throat. And as you place your hands over the throat, you'll breathe here. Yeah, breathe into the throat. And just continue to relax that jaw. Continue to relax those neck muscles. And breathe here. So as we breathe, this is the throat region. Now, I have had a lot of issues at times with this region of the body. And they say in yoga, it's because your throat is your voice. And yes, I know I talk a decent amount in a yoga class, but most of the time outside of yoga, I talk, but I'm more not as focused maybe, not as focused on really what is important to me. When I come into the yoga classroom though, I feel self-focused. I really do. And it's amazing because I've practiced with a lot of different teachers in a lot of different areas, including India and Japan and everywhere else. I mean, across the world, I've seen teachers come to the U.S. from other places like Mexico and South America and stuff. So what I found is really what yoga is it's just being connected to your feeling of energy. And when you see it and you feel it, your body relaxes, your mind relaxes. That's usually the first step to knowing that you're practicing yoga. You could be in a business meeting and be in yoga. You could be on a plane and be in yoga. You could be in talking to a friend and be in that space of yoga. So it's not necessarily location dependent. The classroom setting is just the reminder of the energy. But once you know what the energy is, you can facilitate it anywhere. So take these hands and place them over to the heart. Now take your legs and extend your legs fully forward, because we've had our legs on those blocks for quite some time in that external rotation. So it's very important we extend our legs forward now. And breathe into the chest. You could say here as you breathe into the chest, may I be happy. You know, it's so funny. They talk about this universal energy, like energy attracts like. Like if you focus on negative thoughts, then you harvest them. And then if you focus on positive thoughts, then you harvest them. And sometimes I find myself wanting positive thoughts, but being afraid to focus on them because I'm afraid, like it's like almost like a reverse psychology thing where I feel like if I think about it and then it's a good thought, then it won't happen. And I think the truth of the matter is that as long as you keep finding your way back to your heart, and when I say your heart, I mean the good feeling of your body, the good feeling of your breath, the reminder that it's okay, that little song, don't worry, be happy. And when we're reminded of those memories, that helps us to bring us out of those kind of mindsets. Now take your hands and place them over your belly and breathe here. Your hands are over the belly and breathe. As you place your hands over that belly, then continue to breathe into that belly. And you could say, just for today, may I be authentic. And what you may decide to do here is, the belly is such an interesting region of the body, So the belly is so funny because the belly kind of lets most people know, like, if they're doing good or, what's going on. So, some people are more in tune through the belly than others, but the belly may be where everything is happening, but then in the chest, you may feel it. So it's interesting how the stomach exists in the belly, but the esophagus is in the chest. So we could feel things that are happening in the belly in the chest. Sometimes that's true. I have gone through stages of my life where I've really had issues because of that. And it's a way of acknowledging that the belly is really trying to communicate to the rest of our body. So sometimes when we're not aware of our belly, it finds its way into our chest. And take your hands and place your hands over your thighs. And what I'd like you to do is just rotate your head over to one side and back to center, and rotate your head over the other side. And back to center, rotate your head over the one side. And back, and rotate your head over the other side. And back. Good, yogis. Take your hands, interlace your fingers, press your fingers forward, up, and above your head. And as you feel ready, bring your knees into a bent position here. As you bend those knees, glide the legs over towards your right, and back to center here, and glide your legs over towards your left. And back to center, and glide those knees over to the right, and back to center, and glide those legs all the way to the left, and back to center, to the right, and back, and to the left. and back. Good, yogis. Now, take your arms, keep them over the head, and just begin to press the feet down as you lift the pelvis up. As you exhale, lower that pelvis on down. Do that 2 more times. As you inhale, lift the pelvis on up. As you exhale, lower that tailbone on down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift the pelvis on up. Lower the tailbone on down. Okay, guys, I'm going to switch you guys into the next pose. I am very limited on props right now, so
I have 2 blocks and a blanket and a strap. I mean, I can grab other blocks, but I don't feel like leaving the room right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold up one of these blankets. Now, let's say you have a pillow. I got plenty of pillows right there. Let's say you have a pillow. You can place a pillow right underneath your head. And we're going to take side lying child's pose. And we're going to be here for a little bit, like, 5 to 10 minutes or so. So this is going to be like a nap time pose. What you're going to do is you're going to take your shoulder through just like this, and then you're going to lie on your side. Now, if you feel like your chest kind of feels irritated or your hip feels irritated, place a blanket underneath your hip. Place a blanket underneath your chest, please. That's a great way how to auto-adjust the pose. And breathe here. So I'm going to sit up while I narrate. You guys stay there on the ground in side-lying child's pose. And I'm going to come up into a seated position because if I go into side-lying child's pose, I'm going to fall asleep on you guys. And then I'm not going to be able to teach my class. So as you feel ready here, just begin to let those eyes close. And begin to let the breath become long and slow. And begin to notice your breath in and out through your nostrils. And as you breathe in and out through your nostrils, just begin to say in on the in-breath and begin to say out on the out-breath. Begin to say in on your in-breath and out on your out-breath. In on your in and out on your out. And now I'm going to lead you through what is called a body awareness meditation. A body awareness meditation is an investigation of the various parts of the body with relation to the breath. So throughout the course of this observation, you'll take your attention across various parts of the body and you'll just begin to notice that sensation in the body, whatever that sensation is. And as you continue to notice these sensations across the body, you'll eventually let the breath continue, and hopefully over time the mind will start to quiet. That's usually a progression in development over our practice of yoga. So we start at the very top of the head. The region is called the crown of the head. And you could say to yourself here, crown of the head. Crown of the head. You may even say, crown of the head relaxed. Crown of the head relaxed. And now you'll move your attention to the next part of the body. So taking your attention from the crown of the head to the forehead. Observe your sensations in the forehead. Notice the skin of the forehead. You may even notice the bridge between the nose. And then begin to notice your eyes here. Both eyes, the eye sockets, and the backs of the eyes. And you'll begin to feel into your face. Noticing your chin and your neck. As we begin to observe the face, you'll notice the temples, you'll notice the bridge of the nose, the eyes. Begin to feel into the cheeks, the lips, the jawline, and once again the neck. Begin to notice here the top of the neck and the back of the neck. So just like Reiki, we investigate the nature of our neck, maybe in a different way, but still nonetheless investigating. Begin to notice your left shoulder, bicep and tricep, elbow, forearm, wrist, and your fingers. Begin to feel the entire left palm. And as you feel ready, you're going to draw your attention, your awareness, over to the right. And as you move to the right, it's the same. The right shoulder, the right bicep, the right tricep, the elbow of the right arm, the right forearm, the right wrist, the right fingers, and feeling into the entire right side of the body. As you take your attention to that chest of yours, just notice the in and out breath of the chest. If it's helpful, you can say in on the in and out on the out. Just notice the breath. Noticing the belly. Rise and fall. Breathing in, we fill the body up, and breathing out, we notice any amount of relaxation. And as this practice is done, you may be able to relax a little bit more, taking your attention to the backs of the shoulders, taking your attention to your shoulder blades, your middle back region, your lower back region. Breathe here. So you're more than welcome to stay on this side. If it feels appropriate for you, you can also roll over onto the other side, just to make sure you get both sides. You know, another thing you can do is hold on to a pillow here. Oftentimes when I take this side-lying pose, I love to hold on to a pillow. Helps me to relax. Breathing in here and breathing out. Breathing in here and breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Taking your attention out of your pelvis. Observing the skin of the pelvis, the sides of the pelvis, the back of the pelvis, buttocks included. Just noticing the sensations here. And then taking your attention towards the thighs. Feel your thighs, outer and inner, and then backs of the legs. Feeling your shins, your calves, your feet. Begin to observe your entire body. And as you feel ready, let the knees come any amount closer towards the chest here. Good. And then what I'd like you to do is gently begin to press your way up and join me in a seated position. Close the eyes. And just begin to take your attention to your breath. So together we explore our breath. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. All right, so from here, we're going to begin to reintroduce a little bit of movement. We're not going to completely go back to where we started, but we're still going to introduce a little bit of movement. So interlace the fingers here, press your palms forward in front of you, round across the spine here. And as you inhale, float those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, rounding across the spine. As you inhale, float the arms back and up. As you exhale, rounding across the spine here. As you inhale, floating up to the fingers. Good. Take your left hand, place it on your left side. Take your right arm, reach it over the body. You can place your right hand on top of the head if you'd like and breathe here. You'll sweep the right hand over the body. You'll take the left arm over the right side, and then you'll place your left hand on top of the head. Breathe. And you'll come back to center here. You'll take your legs and extend them forward in front of you, just like this. And then you'll just release your hands down to your shins. Just let the head go. You'll inhale, you'll peel up the chest and the heart. Spread across the toes here. Spread across those toes. Good. And then from here, you'll find your way onto your backs once again. So lie down on your back. This time, what I want you to do is roll up a blanket, place it under your legs, and you can place a blanket under your head as well, or a pillow under your head as well. So just like this. Blanket underneath the legs, blanket underneath the head, and breathe here. So now you're going to bring your thumbs together, and you're just going to let not your thumbs together, but you're going to let your thumb touch your forefinger. So the thumbs are going to touch the forefinger. And the thumbs are going to release from the forefinger. And the thumbs are going to touch the forefinger. And the thumbs are going to release from the forefinger. Thumbs are going to touch. Thumbs are going to release. Thumbs are going to touch. Thumbs are going to release. And then you're going to move over one finger. So you'll move over to the next finger. Now, you can wiggle your toes around. Sometimes when we sit, we lose some circulation in the feet. So you can wiggle the feet around just to bring that circulation on back to the feet. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, closing down. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, closing down. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, closing down. Moving to the next finger. So opening up on your in-breath and closing on your out-breath. Opening up on your in-breath. Closing it down on your out-breath. Opening up and closing it down. Opening it up and closing it down. Moving over one finger, so touching and releasing. Touching and releasing. Touching, releasing. Touching and releasing. Okay, so we're going to go through the body one more time. This time a little bit quicker, as we're kind of as we approach our class ending time. So we're going to start out with the eyes, and you're going to place your hands over the eyes, and you can set an intention for yourself. May I be able to see the world more clearly here. May I be able to see the world more clearly. And as you keep the hands over the eyes, maybe asking for an intention, kindness, health, well-being, gratitude. Just let the hands rest over those eyes. If there's anything else that comes to your mind, let that be shared now. And just breathe there. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. So you'll take your hands and place them on top of the head here. And breathe into this place. As you breathe into the top of the head, maybe setting an intention for connection, deeper development into practice, deeper development into the self. And breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. So take those hands and place them right behind the head. Place those hands right behind the head. Good. And continue this practice. Now breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. Breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Taking your hands, you could keep them here if you'd like, or you could place your hands over the throat again. And continue this practice. So really today's class is a very gentle, more restorative approach to yoga. We change it up quite often. And as you breathe here, just let your breath be long and slow. Breathe into those neck muscles. And breathe out. And breathe into those neck muscles. And then breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good, so take your hands, place them over the heart again. And as you place the hands over the heart, reintroduce some movement back into the body. Just roll the head from side to side here. Rock those feet forwards and backwards just to improve that circulation. Hands are over the heart, remembering the heart powers the entire body. Connects the hands, it connects the feet, it connects the head. Everything runs through the heart. Everything. And then place your hands over the solar plex region, right at the belly. Is where the stomach is, and just begin to breathe here. You can rock the head still. And breathe out. And breathe in. So I'm incorporating a little bit of movement in my practice today. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. So take those hands, belly, place them over the belly, and just continue to breathe here. So we're kind of nearing the end of our practice. Just an opportunity for us to bring circulation back into the body, moving those feet, moving the head. Just a really nice way to kind of stretch out subtly while we're still relaxing. And last but not least, place those hands over the pelvis. And just begin to breathe here. So you can just point the left toe, and then you can point the right toe, and point the left toe, and point the right. And take the arms up above the head. Walk those legs. And roll the body over onto your side. Now using your top palm, gently begin to press your way up. And we're going to find our way back into a seated position one more time. So, as we near the end of our practice together, I'd like you guys to focus on this chant, which is, may all beings be happy. So we can say it together if you'd like, or you can just say it internally. So the words are Loka, and you can repeat after me. Samasta, Suki now, Bhavan, 2. 2 more times. Loka, so with me, or you can repeat after. Samasta, Suki now, Bhavantu. Loka, Samasta, Suki now, Bhavantu. Release the head on down, just let the head on go. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take your hands down, place them on top of your shins. Inhale, lift the chest up. Softly begin to open your eyes. Namaste, yogis. Thank you guys so much. As always, it's been a pleasure. We do this class every weekday at 3 p.m., our weekly wellness class. If you have any friends that would like to join, please feel free to include them in the practice. My name is Jason Gorenstein. This is our wellness practice. So, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us. Always a pleasure. Amazing to see that Gail made it here. Gail and Dan, thank you guys so much. Madonna, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you all enjoyed this practice today. And once again, my name is Jason Gorenstein. This is our integrative wellness class. So we do this class too. Oh, perfect, Gail. Thank you so much. So we do this class to kind of nourish the mind, body, and the soul, if you will. And you can kind of take these poses as you'd like. If there's any type of modifications you want to take, please feel free to take modifications, obviously. And I hope that you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. I love saying this, my friends. Be well, be happy. Namaste. Thanks, guys.